We are in the lab. We're in the lab once again. We're in the lab. Again, another segment, Run Tell That. And we are here in the lab. We got a guest on with us. And you know, all our guests are all special. All of them are special. This brother right here is special. But I got to say this because y'all know me. Y'all know how we roll. Y'all know how we roll. I'm a little mad with the brother. So, because we're going to be getting into it. I'm mad with the brother. Because the brother be having videos, and all thing he got to do is just say to Jamal, can you just come and do a cameo? Y'all know I like just walk through the video. Just walk through. Can the African spirit come through the video? Y'all will find more about the brother, but I just want to be in the video that the brother got some slamming videos. And so we got with us tonight, this evening, right here. We said all y'all share. We got our brother, Kush, AJ Kush, in the house. Brother, we glad to have you with us tonight. Peace and blessings in the house.
Peace and blessings, man. I'm glad to be here with you, man. And we absolutely got you. You know, you don't even have to ask like that. You good people, bro.
That's right. Yeah. Julius Hall, you will not. It's not for you, Julius Hall. Guess what? Not for you. Bernard Brown, not for you. Sean Brown, not for you. Charlie Brown, not for you. RG, not for you. None of y'all. It's Jamal. Yes, sir. So we're going to say this, brother. We got to do this right here. Who are you?
Who am I? I am Port Savant. I'm in Kush, AJ Kush, all of those names and monikers. I wear all of those hats. And glad to be here. Hopefully we'll be able to dive into, you know, the meaning behind some of those titles and names that I just threw out there to you.
Absolutely. And so we got to do the thing because, you know, in the Black community, and see, sometimes we have people come on and I ask this question of them and see, they try to be all like this. I'm like, listen, that ain't how we functioning. We doing how our people going to say, so now I got to hit you with, who your people?
Who my people? Okay, well, I got a lot of people, but in Savannah, Georgia, for sure. My people are the Palmer family. My grandmother, they all moved from Savannah, Georgia at a certain point, and then were definitely grounded in West Savannah off Augusta Avenue. So Gladys Thomas, the Palmer, James Palmer, Mozart Palmer, all of those Palmers coming from there. Generally, if you hear the name Palmer in Savannah, some kind of way related to me and me to them.
Bam. And see, now Julius Hall gonna be like, oh, he out West Savannah. He gonna think now he gonna try to put them clutches on you right now. He gonna say we all West Savannah. That's what he gonna try to do.
And it's funny because Savannah has this feel where it's big, but then it's small, right? Because we all connected. I never met Julius, but I actually do know Julius's sister. So it's a small world. One of his sisters, because I'm sure I think he has a few.
All right. And see, now you said something else. And so this is another story for something else. I tell people, and I just had this conversation with someone last week. Your people came from Savannah. Now, what some people don't realize that there are a number of African people here in the city of Savannah, Chatham County, who people came from Screven County, Georgia.
Absolutely. Migrating.
That's right. And what I said to folks, I've been trying to find out what was the incident or what occurred to cause that to happen. What occurred? And in fact, I talked to some folks up in Screven County last week, just up there out of Savannah. So I asked them about a particular community. The brother was like, I don't know nothing about it. The only thing we know about is that we just ride through there. There's nothing there. And I was like, what? I said, y'all done got rid of all my people? Y'all done killed my people off?
You're not talking about in Hollisondale or up in there.
Whoa, yeah, that's it. Yo, me and this brother ain't never had this conversation. Exactly. That's just what. Yes.
Yeah, my people come up in there. I'm talking about double time too. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's where part of my people from too. And that's why when you said that the migration, and that's why people at St. Philip Mayo Amy Church, many of them, that's where they came from. They came out that side. And other lines, there's not some worked on the railroad line, but others, I'm like, it had to be something that caused it. I don't know if it was something agricultural, something economic, but that's what, again, we got to find out about that. So I'm just throwing it out there. That's a project right there. Yeah,
and I tell folks, we got to do that. Plug me in on that. I've been doing research for years. I'd love to get pulled in on anything with that, brother.
Yes, sir. So, hey, y'all got it right there. Y'all got it. So now I got to throw it out there to you, brother. Who inspires you?
Ooh, man, in so many different realms of life. You know, you talk about politically, you know, spiritually,
That's right. That's right.
music-wise, so many different influences.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
That's right. That's right.
I think when I think about my personal experiences, I had a lot of teachers growing up, and they still, man, I still reflect back on it and draw inspiration from them. I had an 8th grade teacher who I still stay connected to. Name was Mark Jones. Taught me at Durham Middle School.
Okay,
man, brother, just having that positivity every day. One of them type of people who not letting circumstances define you.
Yes,
and you know, helped me to push through in a lot of rounds politically. Brothers, like I still go back and look at, you know, old YouTube videos of Malcolm X and Kwame Ture, brother Farrakhan. Like, it's just so many people, man, that I pull from on a regular basis to try to just make sure I remain grounded, man, and don't get caught up and just what's being fed to us. That's very important. Musically, I'm all over the place. I love all kinds of music, man. I mean, just from Afro beat rhythms, hip hop, jazz, funk. I mean, you name it. I was riding in with my cousin coming back from Savannah the other day. Maverick City got that playing, and I might switch. You got Outkast going. So, man, my influences, it's all about the spirit and the creativity and the elevation for me. And I could pull, you know, inspiration from just about anything, brother.
That's right. That's what you can pull it from the sky. I tell folks, you can see it in the app. You can walk into the atmosphere, and you can you can pull it when you are in tune to who you are, and that's it. Exactly. So I was gonna wait to get into it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. So, Armin Kush,
yes,
DJ Kush, Port Savant.
Yes.
So we're gonna get the Port Savant later, but I want to know why you got that. Why you got the names like that, brother? Kush.
Okay. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
AJ, what is that about?
Yes. So at a certain point, you know, in my walk, and my enlightenment, you know, I shed the given name and took on, you know, a name of more spiritual significance, historical significance for me, and been walking in that for over 20 years. I think I read a book when I was younger, one of many, but definitely one that left an impression on me, Message to a Black Man. And it was like, hey, if you were born and you moved to China and was born in China, your kids, would they be Chinese? And it's like, emphatically no. So I wanted to definitely, we were talking about Savannah, and we know our people had the names, those slave masters' names. So we just wanted to shed that and embrace something that had a little bit more historical significance and purpose and power. And it was something for me that, you know, when you break Kush down, there are many different, you know, names and derivatives of, but essentially it means black, right? And Amen, one of the translations for Amen is truth. So my name literally means truth for black people, right? It doesn't mean, hey, I'm some perfect holier than thou being or nothing like that, because it definitely reminds me daily of my path and my purpose, and I try to walk as best as I can, you know, in that mission, bro.
That's right. Powerful, powerful. Y'all heard the word, and that's what it is that even Dr. Ben talked about, that man defines himself so he can be dressed accordingly. And that's what it's about. So never no hatred about that. But again, you want a name that you can define yourself and that you can be addressed accordingly. Because again, you talked about that walk, that spiritual walk that connects you. So I'm like saying, all we heard from him is that he reincarnated.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's the being came on out. But yes, sir, brother, absolutely powerful. So now I'll ask this question of you. What song or songs give you that that when you hear like, whoo, you know, like you said, you throwing something like that when you hear it, like no matter what going, it like whoo, take you to another level.
Again, so many genres, and hip hop definitely for me would be something like They Reminisce Over You, Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Oh, that's right.
Every time I hear that song, I'm taken, you know, to a place, right? Absolutely. Boogie Down Productions, My Philosophy, things like that. They just make my, you know, just keep me feeling good. But then it could be, again, for me, turn on some Cameo and play Word Up. I'm still because I just love I love music. I'm a big fan of music, but you know, those are a few songs that just come to mind when I hear them. Man,
yes,
they just
All right, yes, sir. Y'all got it, and that's what it is. We say share, share, share. We got again AJ Kush, Port Savant in the house. Amin Kush in the house. So we say share, share, share. And so, brother, what is consciousness to you?
For me, consciousness is it's like an awakening, you know, just an awareness, right? You know, because you can be conscious of a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean it has some positive connotations with it. But for me, it is definitely, you know, that awareness. And when I applied it, you know, growing up, and, you know, hip hop birthed me in so many ways, right? So I'm gonna answer that question and kind of derail a second. It's like when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of different types of music. I can remember, and I ain't lying about this. I had a relative. He probably be like, "Man, why are you telling people that story?" I had a relative buy me a 2 Live Crew album for Christmas one year. Right? Okay. So that made me conscious of a lot of stuff.
Right. Okay.
Necessarily positive, but as I grew and listened to different types of hip hop, Public Enemy, Stetson Sonic, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling more aligned with this type of music and what it can do not only for myself, but what I see us suffering from. So when you ask me what consciousness is for me, that awareness that gives you ability to be transformative yourself, and then you look everything around you, man, you can begin to transform and renew things. So yeah, definitely.
Inspirational and positive, brother. That's what I'm saying. Powerful, powerful, powerful. That's what y'all got the word right there. You got the word, and that's what I'm saying. On the track, on the course to make it. That's right. Take it to another level. Also, all of us on that track, on that course to make it, because that's what it's about. All of us making. That's right. Yes, indeed. So now, what is hip hop to you?
Ooh, boy, that's you got all these loaded questions, bro. Some of these things are layered. Man, hip hop, for me is, I mean, it's the voice of my generation, right? And for me, it was I can remember, no lie. I think I was in because we were living in English Oaks at the time. I couldn't have been more than about 5 or 6. And my brother took me to Tara Cinemas. This was like 81-ish. And I think Beat Street was in the movie theater. And it just blew my mind that, you know, music could have that kind of impact, the things that I saw. And I knew even back then when I was only 5 or 6 years old, I knew I wanted to be a part of that. And that journey, you know, like we've been talking about journeys, man, hip hop has been with me throughout all of those stages. And I think even though obviously it's a genre and a music that we all attribute so many things for, I think sometimes what it is bigger than the definition of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's really going back to that consciousness, that awakening. I think it's that voice, that vibration, that music that just gives us the ability to take ourselves to another level, if that's what we want to use it for. Economically, you know, it can take you there. Right. Politically, it's shown to take you there. And spiritually, it can help be a conduit, if you will, to many greater things. So yeah, hip hop for me has been and is everything.
Yes. And so, and again, the essence and the being, all that right there, we got it right here. We got the brother on here, AJ Kush, Amin Kush. And again, this is the day we now going to find out, because we want to know, because again, we got AJ, we got Amin, but now we want to know Port Savant. Who is Port Savant and what is that all about? What's the purpose of Port Savant?
Yes, sir. A great question. Because somebody else was like, that I know for a long time. It was like, hey, so what's up with this Port Savant? I was like, okay, so look, let me break it down. One, you already know Savannah is obviously a port city, right? Hey, so it's homage to where I am from. But then when you also think of a port is something you plug into now. You know what I'm saying? You know, you think of computer technology, you go into it, it can enable you to get and access to more information. So that's kind of like that double thing going on there. A savant is a distinguished, you know, individual, man. Somebody who is mastered, you know, remarkable in their particular field, whatever that might be. And man, I've been doing music for so long and been involved in hip hop culture for so long. It has, whether or not I have all of the public accolades, I know, you know, my own, my journey, and it has transformed me into that. Now, Savant is interesting because I capitalized the SAV in Savant, and that's also intentional, back to a homage with Savannah. And then not only am I striving to be that distinguished individual when it comes to music, but I'm a cultural enthusiast. I was a historian by trade when I went to college, and man, every book that I can get on Savannah, I read it. Nobody got to pay me. It's just in my blood. Like, I want to know, you know. And so everything about Port Savant is to make everybody have a greater sense of love and pride. Now, it ain't about me, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Plug that port, that thing.
That's right.
Plug in, and I can help open up those doorways that may not have been opened up for you just yet. You know?
Right. That's right. All right. Again, we got the brother in the house, Port Savant in the house, AJ Kush. I'm in Kush. So now I'm gonna do this right here.
And I want to say this. Hold your thought.
Okay.
And that's why there's so many other, you know, savants. They might not have said that title per se, but see, like for you, it's interesting because you have a lot of YouTube videos up, and I got aware of you with the tours and stuff. And I was checking you out, and I was like, man, look at it. This man is a savant. You listening to a savant right here. I saw the videos in Tatumville and things like that. And it made me real proud to know that somebody is out there, because there are many people, the general populace may not know of all these people, but they sprinkled there, and it made me proud to see you doing that walk. And that helped me to, you know, and actually inspired some of the videos I watched, inspired a lot of things. So, you know, I appreciate you. We appreciate you for, you know, for all of that work that you've been doing and documenting certain things along your journey, brother. So yeah, that's why I say it ain't about me, man. It's all of these different connections that are already there that we just may not realize it, for sure.
Yes, sir. And now we tell us we give it to the Most High. And just like you said, that is about and what y'all have heard me say this and put out there. We're just a conduit. That's all. We're just a conduit. We're just a conduit. When you said that, we're just a conduit. Just like you said, the plug. I just said that conduit there to help somebody else make it on. And like that's it. We give it to you for you to then take it to another level. I say I just plant the seeds with other people and take it to another level, and then I just stand back and watch and just marvel at the greatness of how they take it to another level. Be like, yo, that's my fam right there. They doing that thing, and that it's that sense of pride. Not to say that I told them to do this. Like, no, it's not. They took it to another level that I can't even conceptualize, because that's what happened. They got that light, they got that water, they got nurtured, and so all we do. We just look at that and we all rise. We take it to another level. That's right. Yes, I say greatness never achieves this. You never achieve greatness by yourself. Others help you to achieve greatness. So that means that you then have an obligation to look back and help somebody else. You to help springboard them, to be that slingshot, bam, to find somebody else even further.
Yeah, talk that.
And that takes us all to another greater level. Because when all of us are rising, guess what? It's best for all of us. And so now, he didn't know I was going to talk about this. Oh, let's say to y'all, he didn't know I was going to talk about this right here. I got to ask him, are you afflicted?
He said, I did. You did get me, as I didn't know for sure.
Are you? I am
afflicted, sir.
Are you afflicted? Okay, what is that right there? Afflicted. What is that afflicted stuff?
So I wrote a book about growing up in Savannah. It's loosely based on my life. And growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, it's called Afflicted. And oh my gosh, I had such a good time writing that book. No book is perfect, so you know it's flicked in some ways, but a lot of people really enjoyed the story, connected with the story, and appreciated just repping for the city and that sense of pride and that certain love. Because being a historian, even though the story was pretty much, again, like I said, loosely based on my life in the 8th grade at 13, and it weaves through this young man who wants to be this great hip hop artist, don't have no idea what he's doing in 1989, but it goes through the trials and tribulation of him learning how to deal with love, his first crushes, family issues, you know, cousins wilding in the streets and all of that. So it was a very Flicked experience. And I will say this too in closing, because Flicked, man, and I'm sure you know, anybody from Savannah has heard that word, and just throughout the South has heard that word. But it got deep for me when I started writing it, because when you go back to the words it come from, afflicted, inflicted, conflicted, man, it's a lot of layers there. And that book gave me a chance to examine those things in a not so heavy way, but it really is heavy when you dig into it. So yeah, I encourage people, man, if you have not read, hold up, shameless plug, let me get back here, it's right here.
That's what it's about. That's right.
If you have not read Flicked, you definitely, I don't care where you're from, you're going to be able to relate that. But definitely if you from the 9-1 to the 2, Savannah, Georgia, that should definitely be in your hand.
Julius Hall is Flicked. Y'all know that. He is Flicked. Just to let y'all know that. Julius Hall Flicked. So yes, that's right. So again, the brother, artist, author, putting it out there, historian putting it out there, touching the people, activist, because again, some people don't understand this. The brother also an activist. Some people might not look at it like that. That's why I look at it like, oh, the brother's an activist. He's planting the seeds. He's putting it out there. He's bringing that power. He got that what our people need for us to go forward. And so is art political? Is art political?
Oh, all day. You know, because here's the thing, even when you're not trying, you always are saying something, right? And we know, and I know you know, all of the listeners may not know. You can think back, again, I was talking earlier about the enlightenment that I received. While that was going on, though, I had other types of music. I mentioned 2 Live Crew, NWA would be another one, Ghetto Boys, another one. You know, in terms of vibration and frequency, great music, but the messages, a lot of the messages could definitely be damaging and have been, damaging. Now, in some ways, I could argue when it turns to police brutality, sometimes you need that voice that's like, hey, we ain't going for that. Everything out my mouth ain't gonna be nice right now. I'm hitting you over your head. And so you're gonna get some of that. But then also, man, when it came to like a lot of what's the words I'm looking for, just degrading, like women, man, we paid a heavy price for a lot of that. So politically, if somebody was trying to say, hey, look, we don't want the Black family to be strong, we don't want the community to be strong, well, just like they can make sure we got liquor stores on every corner, they can use music as a political tool to tear us apart mentally, right? And we see that, right? So when I was younger, I tell somebody it's crazy. I can remember talking about political and using music to change, your social environment, right? Political messages. I can remember Ice Cube, who was one of my favorite artists growing up. He had just so much fire with his words. Yeah. And I told somebody, I was like, look, when I was growing up, I had middle school, early high school, I'm talking about no money, broke as a joke. And still, if I dated a girl, I was looking at her sideways, like I gotta make sure she ain't trying to get me for my money. What money? I ain't even had it. But the music was training me to look at women sideways all the time. You only good for one thing, man, that stuff is crazy. So again, politically, It just broke a lot of, I think, some of the gains that we made with the Black Power movements, the Black beautiful movements. I think politically those things took away a lot of that work and that progress, brother. So music is absolutely political, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That y'all heard it. It wasn't me saying it. It came from Port Savant.
Yes, sir.
Kush, AJ Kush, off the west side and east side. It came from him. So I'm saying to you all, this is what we talk about. So again, this is the realness of it all. That again, no matter what, you might think it's not. It is. And it is sending messages and it is causing certain actions with regard to that. That action caused a reaction. And so that's what we're dealing with right now. So yes, sir, brother, that's powerful. And that's why I'm like saying, yo, my thoughts of this. You kind of threw it out there, but I just want to ask, what do you think is the role of the artist? What's the role of the artist?
I think if an artist is really in tune with themselves, their role is to help. And that's key, because a lot of times you see young artists, they not in tune with themselves. Man, they chasing a dollar or chasing fame, and they just so happy to have an opportunity, and you can see it. But when you in tune with yourself, man, your job is to elevate the people around you. You know, use that as a tool. You've been given a gift, and that gift can bring happiness, right? And it does in a lot of ways. That gift can bring love, but like we just said, it can raise your level of political consciousness. It can make you want to treat people better. Like, I was a big fan of a group out of New York back in the 90s called Gangstar. Guru, yes sir. And
DJ Premier.
Guru, yes sir. And Guru, I didn't realize it at the time because you're just young, you just listening to music, but he actually was an older artist back then when I was listening to him. I didn't realize how much older he was. But it made sense when I reflected back on some of the things he said. Like, he was basically saying stuff in the raps like, man, don't be jealous of another man. If somebody else says something, you be happy for that brother. And one day your time gonna come.
Right.
Stuff like that help train me to not be a jealous person, man. Like, man, I'm trying to celebrate your wins. I'm not trying to be a crab in the barrel and pull somebody else down. In fact, if you winning or you doing something I see value in, you might have to look and be like, hey, why he's so happy for me? Because I got that type of spirit, and it came being around people with that spirit and people in music. And so again, because I know music can do that, I'm trying to do that with my music too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, share. We say share to the Run Tell That family. Share. We got AJ Kush in the house right here. We having this conversation. And so, what are our obligations to our brothers and our sisters? And that's your thoughts with regards to that.
Obligations, I think to help them, each one teach one. So if I know something that's good and for me and it's working for me, I'm supposed to share that with you. Otherwise, like, it's like me, I'm taking all the truth. I'm like, man, the hell with y'all. I'm going over here. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's not community, and we're communal people by nature.
All right.
And in this society, it has made us more and more individualistic, but that's not our nature. And so again, it's hard to hold artists accountable when they don't have a certain awareness. So it's up to us to show them, that way. I was just in a chat, and it was an older statesman in the chat, and I love this brother, man. Dope brother, always got insight, and some of the new younger rappers who deserve some criticism. I'm not, trying to let them be free from criticism, because absolutely, if you're doing something, you're gonna get criticized. But you also have to think, if they have the voice of the youth, how can older statesmen try to get them to use that power for greater good, right? How do you do that? And it take a little tact to be able to do that. And so that they are aware, they can see, like you asked, you know, what do you owe? What's your obligation to your brothers and sisters? Because some people are like, what you mean? Ain't no handouts over here, you know, that kind of stuff. But I think when you're able to build with them, show them love, make them feel that they are loved and they can safely talk to you, some of them will respond to truth. Some of them will respond to truth. And you got to work with that. You know, you start.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So where I'm at right now, here in the lab, we got a bunch of lightning going on. We got stuff happening because there's storming outside right now. But we're going to go to a commercial break right now. Also, we're going to come back. We got Port Savant, AJ Kush in the house. We're going to go to a commercial right now. We'll be right back. And so again, as long as we ain't got no issue with the lightning, because you know, Grandma would say, you know, sit down, be quiet, cut the lights off. Hey, be still. The Lord is talking.
Well, that's crazy. You said that. I can remember they used to tell to get up under the bed. I did not even think about that till you said that, dude. I hadn't had that thought in so long, probably like 5 or 6. Like, yo, it's like get up under the bed.
Hell.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna take this commercial break and come right back. You know, we might be under the bed or sitting in the dark.
I hope not.
We are back here, back in the lab, and we got Kush in the house, Port Savant, and we got AJ Kush in the house. And guess what? The light's still on. We ain't underneath the bed. Grandmama, don't be mad with us right now. I'm just saying, Grandmama. You know, Grandma like the fuss, but again, I'm gonna leave that alone because some people start talking. Why you talking about Grandma like that on TV? I mean, on the airs. I'm just okay. I'm just keeping family secrets. Bam, I put it down there. So we come back to this, my brother, and this is about empowerment. What is empowerment to you, and how can we empower ourselves?
Again, boy, you got all these loaded questions, man. You the man. They tell you to make sure somebody really on their game. Make you give them the questions. Empowerment. Wow. Empowerment, so many different things, man. Empowerment, when I think of empowerment, I think of self-sufficiency, right? The community and that so many different things, but definitely economic empowerment comes to mind. Especially, I was just building with somebody and talking about Savannah. So I'm gonna speak on empowerment in regards to the lens of Savannah, right?
That's cool.
It's so Black people are the majority in Savannah. Why is there not one area that's just booming with Black businesses, Black excellent culture? At least one. Give me one block. You go on and you like, this is it. You come from out of town. You could take all them ghost tours. You could take all the ferry, whatever. You ain't got one block in the city. Come on now. So that economic empowerment is key. And I think you have to start with the babies and train them up on principles when they're in elementary school so that they realize, oh, this dollar bill, oh, I could take this green and I'm going to go here and it's going to circulate and come back. You come up with a whole song, curriculum, everything you can to ingrain in so they can change it. Some people, they gonna unfortunately die with white man's ice is better than black man's ice. They just gonna die with it, man. So you got to empowerment, and then from Savannah, it's just black people, throughout the South, the United States, worldwide. There's so much empowerment that can take place that we need. We should be doing commerce with brothers on the continent, in the Caribbean. You don't need a middleman no more. All this technology, man, you don't need no middleman. Let's go. So that political empowerment, that voice comes to mind too. We have to. It's so many agendas, and I think that when we are empowered ourselves, one principle, I'll just speak on one to not be long-winded. It's like knowing how to be unified within diversity, because sometimes I think we feel, and I'm talking about political and cultural movements, sometimes we feel like if we don't agree totally with everybody lock in step, we can't work together. And it's like, no, man, political empower ourselves to get little differences and see the common thread and common goal. Get like I grew up with people. I can remember just something with the nation. Somebody might be like, man, I ain't buying no bean pies. They don't believe in Jesus. I'm like, do you take that approach when you go buy rice from the Chinese? You don't care that they, whatever religion they practice.
Right. Yes.
We have to get empowered to be able to see past those types of those differences, man. So yes, empowerment I just see is like the absolute, what we need to move forward. Empowering ourselves is key.
Absolutely beautiful, brother. That's what we're talking about. That's okay. And the conversation that you all have, that you all are hearing, is a conversation and the thoughts of not just Port Savant, but this is the conversation and the thoughts of many brothers and sisters around this entire country and the world, for that matter. That's how brothers and sisters are thinking. And that's why when you see them talking and throwing some of this out here, it's because they have that self-development, still striving, not to say that they're perfect. We are all striving, but there is things that we are able to see. Like I said, we can extrapolate stuff, pull stuff out the air, and we can then shape it and fashion it for our betterment as a people. And so that's why, and it ain't got nothing about no dislike. It's self-love. As I tell folks, it's about our Africanity. I said, we can have humanity. It's our Africanity. And I'm
love that.
Africanity first, then I can deal with everybody else.
Absolutely.
But you're saying, and that I want you to understand, this is consistent. So ain't no brothers and sisters freaks when they saying this type of stuff. They are all on the same page. It's just that sometimes you're sheltered in this world, and I'm going to say of oppression, that now got you caught up, that you think that something wrong with that, when that is about empowerment. And y'all heard him saying that. I'm saying like, ooh-wee, that's the same conversation that we have. Yes.
And so to that, building off of that, one of the sciences that came in, with Port Savant, and then also with the album, the project that I'm getting ready to release, Pope Official, it's like the idea was, again, start with Savannah, but then connecting. Every port city got similarities and things, and then you connect. You talk about the Caribbean with port cities, you talk about the continent with port cities. So it all is just this concept, like we saying, that we just have to connect that empowerment. All of those things can indeed come together, man. That's the vision for sure, to play my part in that.
Absolutely. And just like the folks I had today on the tour, and the thing with people just in general, we do the tours, what happened, people begin to realize, and I told them, especially like, because I got on the Yamacraw shirt this evening, and that and I take them out of Yamacraw and I hit them with the information about Yamacraw, and then people began, I started talking about 3 things affected Black communities across the entire United States: public housing developments, interstate highway system, and integration. So now I hit them with those things, and people start shaking their head like, yeah. When I started talking about integration, they're like, yeah. Then I talk about I-75 as an example. I said I-75 wiped out a part of 2 Black communities in Macon, Georgia, known as Pleasant Hill and Washington. And then people like, look, because people know about in the Atlanta area, Then I said, but guess what? It didn't stop that. Then it went to Cincinnati. And they hit Over the Rhine and Lincoln Heights in Cincinnati. 2 historic black neighborhoods in Cincinnati. And I said, then it goes to Hastings Street in Detroit. And people say, Black Bottom, Jamal, which was the economic center, the Black Wall Street area of Black Detroit.
All by design.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh, and I tell folks, I say, developers and governmental systems use a template on each one of us. And what they bank on us not relating to one another, thinking that we're all separate. I said, when we begin to understand that we're all in this together and we are connected, we can defeat them. But as long as they have you thinking that you are separate, it works for them. And so what you're saying, I'm like, you putting it out there. That is exactly what the deal is. We have to understand we're connected. And guess what? Economic resegregation called regentrification right now in the United States. Guess what? You got Arabs, Asians, and Europeans owning waterfront property right there in Africa. Waterfront property in Africa. Look at Savannah. We see the same thing in Savannah. But you think, oh my God. Then you go to the Caribbean, Central and South America, the same thing. Here go, they buying up properties where we were once. And so now I'm saying, you're going to try to tell me we ain't all connected. And when you were saying your words, brother, I'm not saying he is right there because we are all unified. We're all in this together and we must connect. Yeah, okay. We must plug in. We must plug into that port that you're doing. And so I was going to roll into something else, but I got to go ahead. Let's go. Port Official. Go ahead, Port Official. We want to know, what is that project about, Port Official? Because we done got flipped it. Now, Port Official.
Definitely. So Port Official is the music offering by Port Savant. It's music it was a project during the pandemic. 2020, they say 2020 vision. Man, I was just sitting around. I've been doing music for years. Really stopped trying to do it on a professional level, just doing it like therapeutic. And something hit me in my spirit and my soul. It was like, you should do a project dedicated to your hometown. And it just came like that. It just came to me. And Port Official, you take, again, sometimes we drop that R, that hard R sound on some words. So you like, I'm in the Pope, and you put it with official, and it just represents all things good in the 912. It's somebody like, hey, that's Pope Official right there, boy. That thing, it's something good. Right. And so every song, everything that I tried to do, either dealt with an aspect of love in the project, right? There are songs that deal with love for women, relationships that are sustaining and good for family. There are songs that deal with a lot of pride, because man, I come from, even when we were poor, we still had pride. Like my grandmama, my mama, man, they was gonna be clean. You couldn't tell they didn't have no money, man. You know what I'm saying? They were not gonna be ashy, even if they was dead broke. And that is just pride. And so there are a lot of songs that I feel like certain lyrics, even with you having the Yamacross shirt on, I was thinking about one song where I said, at the end of it, how does it go? It said, Yamacross spirit, let the chi in you fly. Ooh. Right? Let the chi in you fly. Yamacross spirit, let the chi in you fly. And you can take chi to the native chi, breaking off that, or chi energy. But all of those things, man, those are the types of things I think when people hear certain messages, they're gonna feel a deep sense of pride, like, wow, man, I ain't really hear nobody. Obviously, I'm not the first person to have no pride, but to hear certain things put together, I think people are gonna have a renewing of pride listening to the project. And then spiritual awakening is another aspect. There's songs on there that I deal with death and how hard it is for people to overcome, family members dying. We talked about earlier about, my and even yours, because I know you had that, reincarnation experience as well, man. There's songs that deal with that. And then lastly, I just wanted to make some songs, some celebratory songs. So when you hear a song like Let Me Hear You Say, all right, let me hear you say, okay, or hear Crush, those songs are meant to just, hey man, let's celebrate. But that's good. That you just can't Party and celebrate.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's in us. That's right. The project will touch on, when you listen to it, it touch on that, and I really feel my purpose is to help put a battery into everybody, whatever it is you doing. You should hear this project and want to do it even harder and get renewed. So yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Pope Official. And what's the release time? The release date?
We're looking at late July, early August. We just rolling things out. I actually have some performances for Juneteenth coming up in the city. We'll be out at Forsyth Park. We'll also be out at Tybee Island too. So yeah, we just continuing to build up that momentum, make people aware of it. So when we release it, it can get, and we going back to the empowerment, empower Port Savant economically, so he can keep doing what he's doing. Right.
That's right. Absolutely. And I'll throw this out there. Clay Hodges, Clay, one of my people. Clay had said this before years ago. Clay said that if we want to have better music, have positive music, we need to support the positive artists that are out there.
Absolutely.
That to all say, throw that to all y'all out there. That's elementary thinking right there. That's simple. You ain't gotta be no rocket scientist. That's like straightforward. So yes, brother, we're looking at support, and we want to have you back on, especially when you do that. But I need to say this right here. Now, to let you know this. The best month in the whole wide world is July. July is the best month in the whole wide world. July is so great that the United States was born on July. And some of y'all might not like that. Some of y'all do like that. But guess what? But the best one of all, a country that's born in July, is July 26th. That's Liberia. Liberia is born July 26, 1847. And guess what? People left from Savannah, Georgia, went to Liberia, and one of them was Samuel Benedict. He declares Liberia independence on July 26, 1847. Wow. So Liberia, born on that day. So the release, Port Official on that day. All that is good. And because that's my birthday too. So that would be great. That'd be my birthday present.
I didn't even know that. See? Okay. Hey,
that's what I'm saying. I let everybody know about that. What the Constitution of Haiti, the first black republic in the world, is done July 26th. Let y'all know that. So I'm just saying.
I hear you. Hey, you calling the winds. You blowing them trumpets, brother. I hear you.
I'm just sharing. Some of y'all are going to be hating out there, but again, July is best. But anyway, okay, I'm chill. So
hey, I love your energy, bro. Hey, thank you. You put it out there. Hey.
That's right. I'm just a conduit. That's all. I'm just a conduit. That's what we're supposed to do. So I would say this to you, brother. What are some of the challenges that you face, and we're asking about the challenges and then how you overcame them? Because again, we know there are people checking this out who got family members or themselves involved in this or friends, and so they can all give that word of wisdom also as to what was the challenges that came, and then how you navigated through it to go through that problem, over the problem, underneath it, around it.
And so when you talking about challenges in music, just challenges in life, what aspect?
You know, I'm saying with regards to music,
okay.
You know, with regards to music. If you want to hit it with regards to life, I mean that's cool too. But yeah,
okay, music, so cool. Yeah. Let's take a look at music. So for me, right off, with that awareness, what I found out earlier on when I was doing music is that it was really hard to push conscious music when I was younger. Because my age group just didn't want to hear that. They like, man, you killing the party. We came you talking about this and that, man. Time out for that. And I also found not only the message was a challenge, but also musically the production. A lot of the music that I gravitated towards when I was young had jazz influences. And jazz, to me, in my understanding, somebody break it down in a different way. Jazz, to me, has always been more sophisticated, has that polyrhythmatic. I mean, it's just a lot more going on. And certain things somebody could listen to and be like, what's going on? But you can tap in and hear all kinds of rhythms. So that sophistication made it difficult. Not only you bringing new information, you want people to take an intellectual approach to music, which a lot of people don't. They're just like, man, I just want to skip around. It's a happy day. Don't try to make me think when I'm listening to music. And what I had to understand is, so I used the jazz reference. Funk beat out jazz a lot of times because people, you throw on some funk, they don't get, they moving. So as I got older, I started to realize, you know what, there's a formula at work. I can do my thing, what I need to do, but I gotta figure out how to make it, add that funk element to it. And even if I am being intellectual, I gotta learn how to take deep concepts and make them relatable.
Right. Yes.
And that was a journey. But one of the ways that helped me do that was working with young people. I've been working with young people for 23 years.
Okay.
Yeah, the break caught us. Somebody said brain blame is late for the for the mistake, but nonetheless.
Well, no, hold on. I'm frozen. See, I'm frozen.
Oh, you frozen?
I was frozen. I was frozen. Normally, I'm not frozen on my show. Or when I go on the other shows, I get frozen. I'm just stunned. Like, how they do a commercial when you were talking? That's why I'm gonna say they hate me. They hate me. They hate Run Tell That. They hate me. They hate everybody out there. They hate Run Tell That. I try to tell y'all, we the little brother show. They do what they want to us. So my brother, start back over. We gonna have extra time now. I know for a fact. Go ahead, my brother. I'm just stunned. I'm just like, look like.
It was like, hey, y'all need to stop being long-winded. Y'all long in the truth.
Y'all good. Oh, Jesus.
But what I was gonna say, because I was talking about growing up and being highly influenced by jazz and intellectual, cultural, hip hop music. And at that time, in the early 90s, when I was trying to do music, high school, people was like, hey, bro, I love you, but let's keep it moving. Let's where the Mason Hall at. We going to this party. We want to hear Splash. So I used to kind of be a little upset. I was like, dang, man, like why people don't want to, but I had to also understand there is a science to music, like other things. So my challenge to people is you can do positive content. And number one, it's got to be good because you always competing with everybody. It ain't good. You can't win no way. So if you're doing that kind of music, it's got to be double good to win over a lot of the other stuff that's causing our people to to participate in a lot of behaviors that go contrary to us being empowered, right? Yes. So for me, it came when I realized how to be more funky. Instead of just staying in my jazz lane, I was like, hey, I got to come over here to some of this funk and find a happy medium, simplify some of those rhythms, simplify the hooks. Like I look at hooks I used to have back in the day, I was like, oh my God, that sounds like another verse for a song. It don't sound like a hook.
Right.
So I had to take a simple approach to some song to get people in. Then when you start listening, like Pope Fisher, the hook is like Pope Fisher though, I'm from the pole. Like that's a simple little hook. But then you start digging into the verses, and I say, Pope Fisher, that's below. Tell me what you born for. Hell no, I won't let it go. Bass knock through them Chevy doors. Here's a line. Heavy out of them ship holes. Heavy out of them ship holes. Hustle hard, that's paid for. My life never burned dull. Hard head with a thick skull. Like, it's a lot in there. You like, what are you talking about? Heavy out of them ship holes. See, now you can dig deeper, but I had to simplify it.
Right.
To bring in some of that. So to my people, when it comes to challenges, again, you can do that. But I think simplifying the message on some songs is key. Get people in, and you can give them a heavier dosage of other things. And that's just what I learned. And the last thing is just being relatable, man.
Yes,
You can't be still.
Right.
They gotta relate to you. They gotta like you. People gotta like you if you want to have influence. You can have a great message. And I remember it was a principal I worked for a long time ago. Man, he had a lot of messages, but he used to come in and be like, I ain't here for people to like me. I'm just, they don't gotta like me. And I was like, bro, you working with all these ladies? You think that's gonna work? And it didn't. They hated him. Every chance they got, they drug him. Now, I'm not saying you got to do things to compromise yourself, but likability goes a long way. A sense of humor goes a long way. So I was like, I was telling a guy I grew up with in Savannah. He graduated from Beach. His name is Quamilius Scott. He raps under the name Great Scott. We were in a group together, and in my estimate, he was more phenomenal than me. I grew up with artists who I would say were more phenomenal than me. And I told him one day, because again, all of this is how do you overcome those challenges? I was like, man, if one thing in Savannah, all the people I know in Savannah got a great sense of humor. We gonna laugh. When I came on the show, that was the first thing you do. I was like, oh, I know y'all know each other. So how can you make music and it never have that spirit of laughter in it?
Yes, okay.
So rather than say, I'm gonna be serious all the time on music, I was like, nah, I gotta find a way to make you enjoy yourself.
Yes.
So that's what we did. And once I started doing more of that, I found that I could overcome those challenges that were always hard for me to do. Be your full self. Simplify messages on some of the songs that you're pushing, and learn how to just relate to your audience, man. You'll be successful, and it ain't got to be money. That's the great thing about me. I need money to be more economically empowered, but I'm not trying to give up all my valuables and principles to make $1. And I think if you trying to push a message, I think you gotta stick to that, man. And real people will feel you, and you will leave your mark, right? Real people will feel you, and you will leave your mark.
Powerful. And I want to say, Julius Hall, did you hear that, Julius Hall? I will not compromise my soul for you, Julius Hall. I will not compromise my soul. So now I want to tell you what you did too, brother. You just gave the ABCs on what it's like to live in Savannah and to be a Savannian, to be a part of the community. You just gave the ABCs, because there are people who come here and they are like this right here. They are tight and rigid. And I tell people on my tours, I said that if you can't laugh, you can't smile, you can't think, this is not for you. You all tell her, guess what? No, Jamal can't handle that. And so that's what it is. And so when you see people in positions of influence, of leadership, and they like that, guess what? Yes, they might get some action done, but they could go further along with regard to that goodwill. And so, so I'm saying to you all, what y'all heard from him, that is the ABCs to being successful here in Chatham County in Savannah. Guess what? That's the ABCs of you being successful with the Black community. See, we get caught into titles and positions and all this other stuff like that, but we can go further along and people be out there to fight for you when they now understand you got their best interest and that, again, you're a part of them. Because that laughter, that humor, all that goes with regards to us becoming one, being a family, being connected. And people then saying, yo, I got to do this for them. You know, I might not want to do it, but guess what? They're there for me. They're there for me. When I had an issue with regards to my mother passing, my father passing, you know, they came in and they livened me up. They gave me that. Or when I needed this right here, I needed some inspiration just in general to go through this right here, right there. So I'm going to go forward. The ABCs of you being an African, the ABCs of being a Savannah. That's what it's about. So absolutely. Yeah. So again, this has been our brother. We're going to have to get you back on for a part 2. That's even before the release of Port Official. We're going to have to do this right here because this is powerful. We're going to be working on that right there. But I got to do this right here because
What's that? What you coming with?
I got to come with it now. Oh wait, hold up. I hope he can get it right. I hope he get the answer right. And the question is, oh no, actually, I need to do this right here. Before we do that, what words of inspiration would you want to leave the audience to give to the audience right now before we get into this very serious question? All right. That question is serious also, but this other question is almost life or death. So go ahead. The inspiration that you want to give.
Love yourself. Love yourself. Self-love. Heal yourself, man. So much trauma and things are just holding us back as a community and as an individual. But I think loving yourself, your whole self, even the things that are not good, not where you want them to be at yet, embrace it and then let that love empower you to help transform. Self-love.
Powerful. And when you said in the beginning, when you talked about the transformation of self, my mind went to the Bennu. And for some of y'all may not know the Bennu is the phoenix. That is the proper name of the phoenix. When we go back to Kemet, when we go back to Kush, they call it Bennu. That's again the phoenix coming up. That is the Bennu, that bird that y'all know, because it's transformation. It's a changing of self. And so with that, so now we're going to see if you're going to be able to change with self right now as to what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia.
The best high school. Stop playing. It's only one. The high, the mighty high. We don't even have to say Savannah High. We just say the high, and you know.
Really? Really? How could you fail that test when the answers was already on the bottom of the screen for you?
But see, he said high school. He didn't say college.
No, high school. The bottom of the screen is ticking down there for you. You failed the test.
Hold on. Let me read the ticker. Hey, you know I barely graduated from the 3rd grade. You do know this. Oh, see, I'm afflicted, man. Dyslexia afflicted. All of that. Seriously, y'all got the high rank number 3. Well, look, let me say this.
Jenkins.
Hold on. If I could. Coming out of the Black tradition in Savannah, I understand 1 and 2. I can't be mad at that because that has historical reverence and precedent. So I would bow to that.
Tell the frozen guy
come from my personal. I graduated from there. So you can't ask a man who graduated from, say, another school is number 1, but I do bow to the historical reference. So I'm see how I clean that thing up?
Yeah, you cleaned it up good, but tell the frozen guy that.
But I'll bow to
right there. He's the best frozen guy we got in the world. He ain't froze. He just acting up.
It's HVJ. It's Herschel V. Jenkins High School. Excuse me. Heavens V. Jenkins High School.
That's what it is.
Heavens V. Jenkins. To what?
You're number on the ticket.
That's propaganda. That is called propaganda. That's called hate. That's called hate. That's called hate. That's called hate. That is called hate. It's called propaganda.
I gotta run mine. I hate that I guess I don't know. I'm not even sure why they moved Savannah High from where it was, but I think I was the last graduating class from over there on Washington Avenue. and then they moved it.
Again,
I don't know anything about Jenkins. Honestly, I don't. I know it's a school on the south side somewhere.
Listen, God graduated from Jenkins. God came from Jenkins. God is the greatest alum of Jenkins. Heavens be Jenkins High School. Oh my God. I want to get you back on the show. I can't ask that question
What does
again.
HBJ even stand for? What does
Heavens be Jenkins High School. Heavens be Jenkins High School. Oh my God.
Hold up, Julius. Where did you graduate from?
Huh?
It doesn't matter when he graduated. It don't even matter.
Look at the first school.
Okay, that's what I was figuring. I was like, okay.
I'm Augusta Avenue. I'm Augusta Avenue, West Savannah strong.
And he got 2 live crew.
Mama came out of West. I didn't come out of West Savannah, but my grandmama and mama did. So I understand. They went to top.
Yeah, they got strong roots. See what it go back to?
For sure.
You know, Jamal, no respect. Jamal, no respect. No respect.
But it comes down to it.
Be his co-host on his show, so you can give that degree of a medium to him. He has none. He goes all the way to one side. But I do know it's changed.
He got 2 live crew album too for his birthday, and also for Easter, and also for Labor Day, 4th of July, and also Christmas.
Yeah. We need to get you on. Come do your book. You know, mine isn't out yet. That's my book there. Crossing the line.
I hear. What does it say? Hold up. Crossing the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's but I got a book of poetry also.
Hey, wow, brother. Hey, that's dope. Hey, and then I want to talk off air too once we wrap up.
Yeah, we usually stay on after 2 or 3 minutes.
That's what we're gonna do. But again, the treachery that has happened here tonight, I'm just stunned. I can't even handle it.
I had no idea what you was doing in the beach gear.
And this my book of poetry here.
Hey, that's dope, bro. I would definitely like to check that out. That's dope.
I just made the people from Beach feel good. I did that. That was the African. That wasn't me. That was the African spirit. That spirit was the one. I have no control over the spirit. It was the African spirit.
We cannot forget Jamal's sponsors for today. Jamal's sponsors is brought to by his good brothers.
That's right. David Johnson Law Firm out of Atlanta, Savannah, Georgia, and also Statesboro. Again, we have the great attorneys, Francis Johnson, Molly Davis, great friends of ours right there also. So again, they're sponsoring the show. And again, we say share. Check out Ron Tell that we're going to have Port Savant back. And
absolutely.
Maybe next time, normally, I will not do this, but I will ask the question again of him on the next time he comes, and we will ask that he get it correct. If not, I'm going to tell the other producers to mute him. But
with all this AI technology, you can actually make me say HV Jenkins out of my mouth. You could actually do that.
Don't give him no idea.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's what everybody. Oh my God. Thank you. That's what that conduit, that point. He locked into me. He got me. Woo. Yeah.
You can make all your guests submit with AI, brother.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jamal. But we're gonna stay a few minutes after, so don't log out.
So we signing off. We sitting y'all.
I want Jamal to look in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, I see the time. Oh, I know that because since y'all had got the commercial, you did that right there. I'm like saying, hey, what I'm like saying, he was talking, and then the commercial come up. I'm like, okay, they hate me. I know
that was me. That was me. I was doing something and I hit a darn button I was getting up and I touched a button and it hit a commercial. That was my bad. But we sorry. But you need a great co-host. This would be a great co-host for you.
And y'all had Trelawney Michelle on, Crack Teeth, has she been on?
No, we hadn't had something on yet. Yeah. We hadn't had on yet. Yeah. So, but yes. So this is Ron Tell That. And we will see y'all next week. We say share the information. We say go forward, because that's what time it is. It's time for us to go forward. Time for us to make a change right now. There's no longer waiting. And should let y'all know this on tomorrow night. at the Jepson Center. Queen Quet will be talking. It's about Save Black Land. The African Spirit on yesterday discussed, and people asked a question about Beach High School and also the Yamacraw. We let people understand. Stop selling black land. Stop talking about generational wealth when you had generational wealth, when you had the land. So when you talk about it right now, again, it shows that you are absolutely misguided because you let somebody else come into your head to tell you something that you already had hold to. When you give up your black neighborhoods, you give up the black land, you are selling away and betraying your ancestors. So again, we say, don't sell black land. No longer get rid of black neighborhoods. Keep the land. Talk to your family members, your friends, and everyone else. Keep black land. Save black land. Do not sell black land. Do not sell black neighborhoods. We'll see y'all next week. Run, tell that. Julius Hall. The band. Bam in the house. AJ Kush. Ahmed Kush. A graduate of Herschel V. Jenkins High School. He's a graduate of Heaven V. Jenkins High School. So now, just like Keisha Gibson Carter is a graduate, Sam Carter was trained over there, and now Ahmed Kush also a graduate of Heavens V. Jenkins High School.
That's the AI. That's the AI. Yeah, that was AI.
We in the house. We in the house.
Good night, y'all.
Peace and blessings.